Your ego is tricky. It wants every wound to mean something, every failure to have a villain, and every scar to prove that you're broken. But what if that's just noise? What if your past doesn't need to justify your pain or your potential? What if you're allowed to be free without explaining it? Letting go isn't about weakness, it's about weight. And in your 20s, you're carrying more than you realize. That relationship you keep replaying in your head. The version of yourself you thought you'd be by now. The identity built on struggle, on being the underdog that made it through. So it has to matter. We don't just hold on to memories. We hold on to meanings we never signed up for. There's this thought that haunted me. If I don't turn my trauma into something, then it was just damage. That hit me because it echoed how I used to treat my struggles. As fuel for performance. Like the pain needed to justify itself by creating something useful. But here's the trap. If you're always trying to prove that your pain was useful, you never get to leave it behind. And it showed up in ways I didn't expect. One of the hardest things for me was committing to a long-term relationship. I had spent so many years being the guy who didn't know how to talk to girls. Awkward, unsure, invisible. And then I became the guy who could. Who did. Who turned it into a skill. Letting go of that lifestyle felt like giving up something I'd fought hard for. Like deleting a badge I earned through struggle. But that's the thing about growth. It sometimes means retiring your best move, because it's no longer the one that serves you. I used to believe that I was behind in life because I picked the wrong degree. That if I'd studied business or psychology or music or coding, I would have figured life out earlier. But that's just ego talk. Those choices, those paths you walked, even the ones that feel like mistakes, they shaped how you think, how you move, and how you see the world today. You gained things. Perspective, resilience, and a sense of what actually matters to you. That life didn't define you, but it definitely informed you. Your past isn't a report card. It's just where you happen to be. You don't need to justify your current confusion by pointing at old mistakes. You're confused because life is inherently confusing. And honestly, that's allowed. Because the truth is, healing isn't always about solving the past. Sometimes it's about learning to sit with the present without dragging everything that came forward into the room. This isn't about detaching. It's about unhooking. Unhooking your worth from what happened. And unhooking your identity from the roles you played when you didn't know any better. Because you're not just the overachiever, the party guy, the one who always fixes, the one who always doubts. You're the one who kept going, who adapted, who got to right here where that person is right now. And letting go isn't about forgetting past events. It's about choosing the present and the future. Choosing what still belongs. Choosing what you want to carry forward. And gently setting down what doesn't fit you anymore. You can still honor who you were without letting it dictate who you're becoming. Your ego wants a villain, a reason, a redemption arc, but your soul, it just wants peace. And you can't get peace by constantly rereading the same painful chapter, hoping it'll somehow end differently this time. Let it go. Where are your feet right now? No, really. Look around. You're not in the past. You're not in some imaginary what-if future. You're here, in the present. And this moment doesn't require an origin story. You don't need to be broken to grow. And you don't need to be brilliant to begin. You just need to be willing to actually do it. Sometimes the strongest move you can make in battle is switching out. Letting go of your starter. Dropping your old team. Choosing a new path not because the old one failed, but because it's time. And you don't need to earn that change. You just need to allow it. So here's your challenge. Pick one story you keep telling yourself about why you're stuck. One wound you keep holding up as evidence. And let it go. Not just for a day. Not for a test, but for real. Let the old you rest. Make peace with it. And let your next chapter begin without the burden of the last one. And if you're doing this work too, leave a comment below. I'm switching routes. And then let's evolve together.